Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist. And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled Planet X Star Systems Coming to Earth and Leading to a Pole Shift. Now, as I have shown in article 747 entitled Planet X has a blue cratered surface, it is here. Extremely large Planet X system stellar cores are approaching the surface of the Earth, and their cratered surfaces can sometimes be seen, although it is not easy to discern them as their surfaces are blue, and we expect the sky on Earth to be blue as well. And here you can see this is the same screenshot that I showed in the previous article, where there seems to be a solid surface in the sky just above this cloud, and it seems to be cratered. There are craters on it. So this is the surface of one of the stellar cores in the sky, and this seems to be dark blue. Here's another one that is lighter blue. This one's emitting light blue light, and this one is emitting dark blue. And you can see this is the cloud envelope for this one. You can see this is a convex surface. It's the spherical surface of a stellar core. This is the bottom of the object. And you can see this is the spout of its cloud envelope, or the part of its cloud envelope, which then forms a spout and then makes a connection with the surface of the Earth and draws energy from the surface of the Earth. So the clouds in the case of the object in the right image, this one here, do not seem to be emitting light, but rather reflecting some of the light that is incident on them and absorbing the rest. The larger of these objects seem, however, to actually emit light from their clouds of gaseous material, as these clouds then illuminate the atmosphere and objects on the surface of the Earth, so that everything develops a strange and often pinkish tone. And this is what you can see here. And you can see there are pink clouds in the sky. And we can see that the atmosphere looks pink. And everything on the surface has developed this pink tinge. And you can see this looks pinkish here. Even the what would be white cores, I think, look slightly pink. Everything has a pink tone to it because there is pink light illuminating the atmosphere, which must be coming from one of these objects. And the larger ones, they seem to have cloud envelopes that actually emit light. So the pink clouds seen in the above image are most likely part of the atmosphere of a huge Planet X system stellar core, which is at this time so close to the Earth that the two atmospheres mix. The larger stellar cores seem able to emit light from their atmospheres, as stars are known to do. They do not seem capable of emitting nearly as much light as a living star. It's extremely dim compared with a living star, but they still emit some light, some low-intensity visible light, which is typically magenta or pink light, although there are some that seem to emit peach and orange and sometimes red light. They will not impact the surface of the Earth as they are repelled by it. Celestial objects and their cores do not impact each other for the same reason that protons do not collide with each other in the nucleus. This is because the gravitational and the strong nuclear force are one and the same force, and this is why celestial objects act as protons and why I call them superprotons. And you may look at book 10 and book 3, where I talk in detail about the physics that describes these objects. Now, since the cores of stars and planets seem to break up into a larger central core and smaller satellite cores, it is likely that all the smaller cores seen within the atmosphere are satellite cores to the larger objects. The smaller cores will, however, be connected electromagnetically to the larger central core. So when the smaller cores make a cloud connection with the surface of the Earth, the energy will flow to the larger central core. And you may look at Article 709 entitled Planet X Multiple Core Systems coming in for more details. And here you can see some of the smaller cores within the Earth's atmosphere. So these are small, so most likely they are satellite cores to a much larger central core, which may be in the sky here, but we wouldn't discern them because they emit blue light. And there are many devices in our atmosphere which hide and camouflage what's really going on. Now, this diagram illustrates how a star's core breaks up into one larger core surrounded by satellite cores. You can see some of the satellite cores here. And some of the satellite cores are eventually ejected and turned into new planets. So this is what's happening here. One of these cores is being ejected. It's now outside the body of the star. So it goes through its own matter creation, creates its outer layers, and a new planet forms. But this core remains connected to the sun's core and is sustained by it. It is tuned in and keeps on receiving energy from it. There may be hundreds or even thousands of cores in one star system that had a large central star. And then this core, once the planet forms, will break up into pieces as well. So the planet will end up with a core system as well, a larger core surrounded by satellite cores. Thus, all the cores in a star system, whether still inside the body of a star or outside as a separate planet, are connected. And therefore, when the Planet X star systems were destroyed by being disconnected from the galactic power supply, the outside of the objects broke apart, releasing all the cores, which nevertheless continued to be connected and will thus come into the solar system as an entire system with a large central core and possibly thousands of satellite cores. Since the sun and therefore its satellite cores, including its planets, are connected to the galactic power supply, the dead star core systems can approach either the sun or any of its satellite cores to make energy connections and withdrawals. In other words, this is why they are approaching the Earth. And this diagram illustrates our star central core and satellite cores would be inside the Earth's atmosphere. So this would be the large central core of a dead star system, and these would be some of its satellite cores. And most likely all of them would emit blue light, except maybe if they are new arrivals, then they may be dark. They haven't absorbed enough energy to start emitting blue light from the surface. And this is most likely what it would be like if we were outside looking at the Earth and the stellar core. We have a very large stellar core very close to the Earth. And remember, they don't obey the usual gravitational law. As I said above, gravity is actually the same force as the strong nuclear force. So this is what they are acting like. They are acting like protons within the nucleus. And it seems also that larger and larger systems are coming to Earth, thus creating larger cyclones, more intense and longer lasting rainstorms, as well as stronger and more numerous tornadoes and water spouts. This is all leading toward a tipping point when the Earth's core will make a dramatic and sudden change to its rotational axis, leading to a pole shift. And you may look at Article 659 entitled Planet X Causes Cataclysmic Crustal Displacements for more details. And of course, these are the pink light emitting clouds, which the larger cores seem to be surrounded in. And they actually create these gases. Once they start absorbing energy from the sun, they are able to have some matter creation events, and they are able to create their own atmospheres. So they end up with these clouds surrounding them, and they seem able to emit light from these clouds. So in conclusion, huge Planet X objects are entering the Earth's atmosphere and are closely approaching the surface of the Earth whilst never colliding with it. The objects are coming in as whole star systems of cores, comprising of a central large core and many small satellite cores. And these are the references. This is Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X physicist. Thank you for watching.